Hi guys, Nana here from Tech Testers, and this is the second revision of Be Quiet's high-end case, the Darkbase Pro 900. Now, the original came out about 3 years ago, and I have to say it was quite an impressive case. It had little to be changed, but I still made a revision too, with just a few things changed to keep the case up to date. Now, let's go over the basics for those of you that are not familiar with the original and talk about a few things they've changed for those of you that are. This video is brought to you by the Aorus 8027QD, Gigabyte's very first gaming monitor that earned my top recommendation if you're looking for a fast, solid-performing 27-inch Quad HD monitor for gaming and creative tasks. Get yours using the link in the description below. Coming in at around 230 euros or about 270 US dollars, expectations of a quality case should be very high, and Be Quiet definitely does not disappoint. It is without a doubt a premium case. It has solid build quality, very pretty aluminum panels, and a fantastic finish. It comes with tempered glass on one side and a solid panel on the other, with a plenty of mesh between the sides and the front. On the front I/O panel, there is two USB 3 connections, audio connections, a power button, RGB control button, and they changed the two USB 2 ports from the original Darkbase into a single Type-C port and a simple USB port for charging only. USB Type-C is a sensible upgrade, but I think they used the charging-only connection just to fill in the same panel from the previous version they obviously used. Most interesting, however, is the Qi charger for your phone on the top of the case. Now, it doesn't charge that fast and it only works if the PC is powered on, but it is a convenient feature that is very easy to get used to. You can open the front door by pressing it gently. The door is solid and covered in foam, but I do wish I didn't have to touch it to open it, as aluminum is prone to picking up fingerprints. Behind it we find a simple fan controller, some optical drive bays and a dust filter, and behind that are two high-quality Silent Wings 140mm fans. Now, these are proper retail fans, mind you, so there is absolutely no reason to replace those. If you hadn't noticed by now, it is important to keep in mind that this is a very large case. At almost 60 centimeters tall and deep, it is not something for your typical mid-range gaming system. We can clearly see that on the inside as well with all the storage options. You can fit 5 3.5-inch drives or 10 2.5-inch drives, and probably even more if you get creative or purchase more trays. Now, you should always check specs before getting crazy, but it is really hard to imagine any system, be it a high-end workstation or a custom-cooled rig with some big radiators, not fitting in this case. The original Darkbase case stood out because of its ability to actually change the whole interior of the case. You could have moved the motherboard tray up or down, or even reverse it completely with your system facing the other way and putting the window on the right side of your case if that's what fits your desk better. Just keep in mind then your whole system is going to be upside down. Now, what the first case lacked, and this one has, and I think it's one of the biggest upgrades, is actually the PSU shroud. PSU shroud is pretty much standard nowadays, and it helps a lot with the clean look of your case and with cable management. And this one actually works on both sides, and it's modular, so you can remove these plates and even mount some fans there if you need to. Now, if you do own the previous case, you can still purchase the PSU shroud as an extra accessory. You also get two rigid RGB strips that you can pretty much put anywhere, but the top and front probably make most sense. They can be controlled through a button on the front I/O panel. Now, we did have one of our strips fall down within a day or so, so if you plan to use them, do get some extra double-sided tape. On the back, we see plenty of cable management, and we can now dump spare cables behind the PSU shroud. The included PWM fan controller for up to 8 fans is a very nice touch and kinda expected at this price point. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about the build I have here today. Last time I did the Be Quiet case, it was a Silent-Base 601, and I think I gave it a bit of a hard time with the Vega 64. So I decided to take it a bit easy this time, and I stuffed this case with the Gigabyte Aorus 2080 Ti and a 32-core AMD Ryzen Threadripper 2990WX. So this is all on a Gigabyte X399 Aorus Xtreme motherboard with 2 kits of Gigabyte RGB memory, and there is a Be Quiet Rock Pro TR4 cooler. Originally, this cooler comes with 2 fans, but because it would cover the memory, I decided to just leave one fan in, because what good is a case review without a bit of a challenge in it? I also didn't add any other cooling to the case except for the 3 fans it comes with, so 2 in the front and 1 in the back. Let's see how it performed. Even though we put some of the highest end hardware in there, the case performed really well. In gaming, our CPU averaged at 52 degrees Celsius, the GPU was a steady 78 Celsius, and we measured 38.9 decibels at 50 centimeters distance. Although those GPU temps and noise levels don't sound that impressive, that is pretty much down to our GPU choice. This Aorus Xtreme came in at 73 degrees and 41.1 decibels on our open test bench, so the case actually does a very good job at keeping the sounds in. In Blender workloads, we clearly see this as well. There we only measured 37.2 decibels, as the 32-core Threadripper stabilizes at 68 degrees Celsius. More importantly, the VRM sit at a comfortable 70 degrees, and kudos to the motherboard VRM design, by the way. The temperature around the motherboard sits at 38 degrees Celsius, which is 15 degrees over ambient. This is at 250 watt load on this CPU. So it's clear you'll have plenty of headroom for serious overclocks if you use some more mainstream CPUs like a Core i5, i7 or i9, or if you pick Ryzen 5 or Ryzen 7 models. Overall, it means we can say the performance of this case in this setup is quite good. So bottom line is Be Quiet has a great case here. The build quality is fantastic. There is a lot of space in there. You can build any system you want, and the feature set is great, with the interior being flexible and reversible, with a Qi charger on top, which is a great touch. And even though the old case was quite okay, there are some clear improvements here. So the I/O panel is better, and there is a PSU shroud present, which is, in my opinion, the biggest weakness of the original. Now, this case is not cheap. It is 250 euros, and it's always objectively hard to recommend cases that are over 100 euros for most of the systems out there. But this case is definitely a good example of great case engineering that is actually worth that price premium. Now, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what do you think about this review and about this case. Don't forget to subscribe, and see you in the next one. Bye!